Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. And thank you, first of all, for inviting us here. And what a location we've got. I was speaking to Simon before, and man, what a building this is, and so befitting to creativity and the thoughts of the organisation. So well done to all you guys for it. It's absolutely fantastic. Coming in this morning on the plane, I was sort of thinking to myself, flicking through the paper and looking at all the doom and the gloom that you read through the paper about how, when you look around and you look at some of the industries that are struggling, the housing industry that's in all sorts of chaos, prices going through the roof, and of course rents are just becoming extortionate. It suddenly realised to me that you look at the stock market, my God, have you seen that lately? What a disaster zone that is. I looked at it and I thought, man, how lucky we are to be in the industry that we're in. From the graphic designs to printing, it's just so damn exciting that we're in an industry that's got so many things happening in it, and so many things that means that we can embrace new technologies and new applications to really bring different and more innovative marketing tools to organisations at large. Our industries, where many industries are really struggling, it's our industries that really is the vibrant industry, the industry that's giving the change to all the marketing and the concepts that's going out there, and importantly, really adding value to companies that are out there. And when you stop and think about that, that's really what we're all about here. How do we add value to the customer, i.e. the people that we're servicing? How can we bring change, and how do we bring real high returns to their businesses? If you think about our industries, if you think about the change, we're really moving from really a single or two-dimensional type marketing approach to how do we really have vibrance and embracing the technologies, bringing about things like the internet. How do we bring about the technologies of where you've got internet coming into it, you're bringing in high-end computer programmers now. And of course, how do you bring print, both traditional print and also digital print together, bringing real added value to the customer and bringing higher returns? Unless you've been sleeping under a log for the last 5 years, I'm sure most of you here will have heard of VDP. No, it's not a disease. Variable data printing. We look at when we're looking at it and saying, okay, we've got a client that wants a design, they want a marketing campaign. They come to you and they, hey, look, I want to sell my product. Okay, we've got all the traditional medias, all the way of marketing that's been done for the last many decades. But today, it's really about being personal. How can we get that one-to-one marketing happening? How do we get that relationship with the customer? And importantly, how do we get high returns coming from the work that what we're doing in here of creating the product that's being sold? And as I say, I can make the best widget in town. Unless I can market it, it's worth nothing to me. So I say that genuinely. It's what you guys do in here that's bring to it. If we look at variable data and some of the claims on variable data, we can see up there. Now this is done by Cap Ventures in 2001. I can tell you it's even more greater today. When we look at that, we say the average improvement from personalisation, i.e. bringing about that one-to-one communication between you and the person you're marketing to. We're seeing that the overall size of the order is increasing by over 24%. So when we think about that, and we look at when someone's saying, okay, I want a marketing campaign done, I want to pay for marketing, and your designs is going to be employed in that, suddenly we start thinking about if we can bring a part to the customer where they're actually getting a 24% increase in order size, which is resulting in an overall revenue profit of over 30%. Looking down, we're looking at response time, i.e. the quickness that somebody is responding to an advert, reducing that time by 30%. Increase in response rates by 36%, and repeat orders by a massive 48%. Suddenly, the cost of design, the cost of print, the cost of the marketing becomes somewhat less significant. The company now is absolutely focused on their return on investment. They're saying, how much, when I'm spending my dollars with you, how much am I getting back in return? Now, this statistics is not something that's come from me or anybody else. Hopefully it's Cat Ventures, well known. That's the statistics that's coming from one-to-one marketing process. I'll give you a couple of examples of it. Don't throw bricks at me. I know that's Collingwood, which is an AFL team from Victoria. I'm from Victoria. Don't hate them too much. But looking down in here, on this Collingwood one, Collingwood's obviously an AFL football team. They've used this method now for 3 years. This is the third one of it. And they're about, of course, they play football, but they're about gaining membership. That's where they're going to get their returns from. That's where they're going to get their revenues from. Looking up here, you can see what we've done here on this particular campaign by personalising it, i.e. not just Mark O'Connell with his barcode and his address on there, but the document itself is speaking specifically one-to-one to Mark O'Connell. But we've then engaged and we've looked at it and said, okay, the football cards of old, you know, people collect football cards, it has a certain relationship coming from it. If you look on the front there, you can see, but we need O'Connell back in the pack. We need O'Connell back in the team, back in the form of it. So we're really getting relationship coming to Mark O'Connell. And indeed, when we open up, we'll see the inside card. It's got their, and then he's got his name clearly on there to it. It's got the details to it. We're really encouraging and really speaking to him almost face to face, one to one, saying, "Come on, Mark, come on, let's get back in there." This campaign is highly successful. The membership of the Collingwood Football Club is one of the highest in the league. And we see other teams, and we've certainly done it for other clubs as well, where it's, again, instead of just having a scattergun approach to marketing and scattergun approach to of sending out flyers, letters, etc., let's bring a level of personalisation into it. Let's bring a part where we're literally talking one-to-one and getting the communication happening between the customer, i.e. the person in this case joining the club, potentially joining the club, and the company, i.e. Collingwood. So I guess what we're sort of saying is that is encouraging you to say, okay, yes, we're designing, but let's just think about bringing about that one-to-one benefit of it. A simple invite. Retrovision has done a simple invite here. Now, again, by having the personalisation on it, I don't know about you guys, but my house, I've got a driveway that goes like that, believe me. And I pull up my letterbox, get to the top of it, I've got a wheelie bin outside my door, unless it's got my name on it, unless it's addressed to me, or it's got something that absolutely knocks my socks off, it goes straight in the wheelie bin. It does not get into the house. Now, when you think about it, if you've got your name on it, are you really going to take it and just go bang? You're going to take it and look at it. And it's that sort of power of bringing about the one-to-one level into it. It's being used to sell clothing, it's got cosmetics, cars, of course. The applications of bringing about anybody that's got data, if you think about it today, we've all got data. There's not a household in Australia that does not have data. And it's about bringing that to it. It's not as hard as most people look at it for it to be. Yes, it does mean that you've got to go to a company perhaps that knows what they're doing about data, making sure it's right. But as Theo mentioned earlier on, good quality digital print companies, and if I could just make a little comment about that, I mean, there's digital print and there's digital print. Now, I'm not talking about going to a photocopy shop here. I'm talking about going to somebody that is a high-end digital print company, like Digital Press. They can take the data on a fairly